Justin.
Marley, Marley.
Ooh.
But he was
Rise and
dead.
shine, my sinners. When Father Evil starts his day, he gets a little deadly. Deadly Grounds coffee has the richest, smoothest flavor you'll find anywhere. It's sinfully delicious. Once you go deadly, you never go back. Order yours at getdeadly.com. Coffee's so good, it's scary.
So the only thing left to say, of course, is the one obvious thing.
Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody, and happy holidays. Today we have a very special episode of Splash Pages. We're going to be doing a live reading. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're also going to go over comic news and talk about comic crap and not comic crap, awesome comic stuff. It was a crappy day, though. There was a bunch of leaks, so a lot of people upset. Anyway, you don't want to hear about that now. Did I say my name's Leo? I'm the monkey behind the keyboard, and with us we have Carrie.
Hey, everybody. How's it going? I'm from Ratatosker, and I'm sure that Hinata will join us soon. She's sitting there stalking and waiting. Happy Tuesday, though. This is going to be so much fun. We're doing another live reading. We're going to be having a great time doing this. We have some comic news. We have a special guest coming on with us tonight to help us make it our way through everything. And Leo, you take those leeks and you put them with potatoes, and then you turn it into soup. Moving on.
Okay, awesome. Jar Jar.
Soup. Hey, beautiful person. Thank you. And Tom. Hey, everybody. It's Tuesday night. It's Splash Pages. We're going to do, as everybody else has said, an awesome Christmas reading put together by the one and only Drew Mallow. And we're going to do news and stuff. As Leo said, I comics and crap. You know, Leo said it right.
Mr. Drew.
Oh, hello there. Didn't see you. I was just getting a little light reading for the holidays. So, welcome to Splash Pages, everyone. We've got such an interesting tale to tell. So, might want to put on a nice warm sweater because it's going to get really fucking cold where we're going. Because it's Christmas. And it's time to get spooky, bitches. Let's go. Let's do this. All right.
And yeah. Drew, we got a special guest with us.
Oh, yeah, we do. Hold on a second. All right, everybody. We got a special guest because there was only 3 of the small squad, so we needed some backup. So we went to New York. We looked, and the only place we knew we'd find him, somewhere in a sewer, munching on some pizza. So we asked the one, the only the always cheerful Mr. Justin Cooper.
Hey, as Leo says. What's up,
Yep.
everybody? Thanks for getting me out of that cold ass sewer. So, as you can see,
Yep.
I've got a whole shelf of Hellboy behind me. So I am ready and equipped. Let's do this.
Wonderful.
Awesome. And tonight we're trying to stream on Instagram for the first time, so we're gonna give that a
God.
try. Yeah,
Oh.
we'll see how that goes.
Hey,
We're doing-
Instagrammers.
We're doomed. I mean, hi. I'm so glad you're all
First time.
here. So, Leo, I want to say that I've never wanted to tell somebody to get out so quickly in an episode with Carrie with her leaks joke. I was like, get out.
Well, speaking of leaks, it's cool stuff, but it happened. I guess some hackers got a hold of some Sony stuff,
Okay.
and they leaked the actual completed game. Well, not completed. The build so far of Wolverine,
Okay.
the actual game.
Okay.
I saw that.
Yeah,
the
and-
timeline for
Yeah, there's actual video online for it now. You can find it. Also, video online for the Venom game.
Okay.
But they also leaked, I guess, a bunch of personal information about the developers. And some nasty shit. So it's, a lot of people, I know we're excited to see these leaks, but it's also comes at a cost. And also a big leak for Suicide Squad that is looking really bad. Suicide Squad, the game. Yeah, the storyline is completely. It's a hodgepodge of a bunch of shit. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be terrible. That's why the game won't have the actual playable storyline till after launch.
Oh, weird. I thought it was just gonna be a multiplayer shooter game.
Multiplayer.
Fortnite.
It's being
Overwatch.
launched as a multiplayer shooter, but then they're going to actually release a story-driven, single player campaign.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, I just realized something. We are all wearing glasses right now. So you know what we want for Christmas? LASIK.
Yeah.
That'd be
Well, I
nice.
plan on giving one of my eyes to the Baba Yaga. So
Get out. Do time.
John Wick?
Okay, Leo.
okay, I see someone hasn't read.
Jeremy, it's your turn.
You didn't read ahead in Hellboy,
Piss
did
him
you?
off. Come on, before we hit the variants. It'll be great. We can all get kicked out. You're like,
Yeah.
Okay, first things first, you would love that because then you would have to cover the variants. So nice try, Sanderface. So listen, everybody, we have a great show specifically because, God, we're tired. We had a full year. Okay, guests, news, more guests, more news, so many variants. So we wanted to do something really nice. And it's a very somewhat known tradition that in English culture, the day before Christmas, or sometimes Christmas itself, they like to sit together and tell ghost stories. Now, ghost stories, of course, one of the most famous one being the Christmas Carol. So there's no coincidence that that's a ghost story. So everyone, you've been following tradition all along, but because we're Americans, we don't want to accept anything that's British. Lies. Okay, everybody accepts Doctor Who. But so we decided we were going to do something fun for the holidays, and who's spookier and more fun than Hellboy? So yes, this was my idea.
And a great idea it was, Drew. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Boy, Leo, I swear to God, you're like that meme. I was like, everything, it'll be death, but of fun. That's you. But before we get into that, let me take a page out of Leo's book. Before we get into the news, how are you guys? How are you doing? How are things? You doing good?
I'm freaking tired, man. As you said, Drew, it's the end of the year. Been running around crazy trying to do presents and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Watching getting caught up on Monarch, and it's a lot of work being a geek.
I have off all next week, and I think I'm just gonna use that catch up. I should put my phone on Do Not Disturb. It's like, do not talk to me.
Just watch all of Gen V and Invincible and
Everything, Leo.
I
All
still
of it.
have to catch up on Invincible too.
Yes, you do. And I need to as well. But so at the end of the year, I just want to say thank you. You guys all made Tuesdays this year bearable.
aw.
Except for Justin. He makes every Tuesday bearable. But I can't say anymore because he's already married and I've met his wife and she would bear me. She's very nice, but you know that there's some fire behind that kindness.
I think you and I are actually variants, so I don't know.
We have been in the same room officially now,
Yeah.
and it was pretty. It was one of those where I'm like, okay, well, no. See, the thing is, I still think you're a variant of Walt Simonson.
Yeah.
So that because especially when you wear the hat and
Yep.
you just want to tell a story, your eyes light up. I was like, my God, it's just so excited. It was like, well,
He did walk by us at one point, and Drew's just like, see, you're wearing a checkered shirt. See,
That's what I'm saying. You both have the hat and the t-shirt, flannel combo going real well.
Yep.
So, oh yeah,
And,
absolutely.
we both love Wheezy, so
True story. Like I've never seen you more excited. You were like, she smiled at me and she
yeah.
signed my book, and I was like, and Justin's. The only thing that would be great, she's like, I'm going to be working on a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle book. You'd be like,
it would have been the best.
what?
Be still my heart.
Oh, and Walt's going to be drawing it.
Yeah, he's only done a cover for the 100 project, and I think he did a cover for issue 50. So he's not
There
done
you
much at all.
See, I meant as a joke. The fact that you actually know that is why you're you.
If this was a Ghostbusters question, you would have known the reverse, so it's okay.
You know what? No one's arguing that, so let's just start the news. But we don't have a lot of news, but we definitely have some. Just as if the comic book world has to prove our friend John, who was like, I had to slow a week. And I'm like, yeah, there's still news.
Well,
So,
there's not news yet because you forget there's also
I wanted
just
to
waiting
bring
for
up
Drew to
one other
explode.
thing, but
I love that.
So who's doing variants this week?
I'm doing variants this week, Leo.
Woohoo!
and she's not thrilled about it.
I'm not. Yeah, okay. So I'm not. All right. So what we have going on first here is World's Finest. This will be on sale on March 19th. They're going to have a special oversized edition to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of Mark Waid and Dan Mora writing it. The first cover you saw has a special cameo appearance by William Shatner up in front. He joins the ranks of those who've joined in, such as with their cameos, such as Paul McCartney, Jack White, and Jerry Seinfeld. So this first one was by Dan Mora. This one is by Christian Ward. Okay, that was Dan Mora. This variant is by Christian Ward. The next one up, we have Dave Johnson.
Ooh, I like
That one, I really dig the contrast on that one.
yeah.
Totally.
It's very pretty. This is Joelle Jones, and Superman
Wow.
just kills me on that. He's like,
Yeah. Wow.
so happy.
Nice.
He looks like he's trying to not cry. He's so excited. I don't know.
Okay.
All right. Next, we have this is Dustin Nguyen. They look a little chibi there. This one was my favorite. I love those wings. Jamal Campbell.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he does great work.
That's just gorgeous, I think. Yeah.
You have to love when artists just really use the space to the artist's advantage and just the image pops, man. I mean, like to me, immediately, I was like, how do you fit both of them and the wings and a bat wing and the moon? I was like, amazing.
Try centering it when you're moving stuff around. Oh, this is Steven Subic. an interesting little like what that thing stuff sees. And then we will end this with the original cover, which is again by Dan Mora.
Yep.
Dan
Uh,
Morris.
He is just on fire, man. He's such a great artist. Like, honestly, World's Finest is such a dream team. Having read all of it now, or at least been caught up, it's such a good book.
So Drew, I made a mistake when I forgot what show I was on. I was talking about that. It was either Dork Knight or this one, where I said I started going back and reading the Mark Waid run of Detective, and I was mistaken. It's World's Finest, because I did go back like 8 issues and got caught up on Detective, and yeah, it wasn't that good. But World's Finest is so good.
It's so good. I mean, and hopefully next year we're going to have Mark Waid on the show, so we can tell him how good we think it is.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed there. All right, awesome, Carrie. You said this is on sale January.
This is going to go on sale in March, on March 19th.
Oh, nice.
So we got a while to wait, but it's an anniversary. I'm sure there will be more covers. In fact, I did come across an extra cover later on after I finished up doing all of this, but
Such is life.
I'll save that for the next section of them when they come out, because
All
we
right.
can never get enough covers.
Oh
Sure.
yeah.
And guys,
Oh, yeah.
Dan Mora started out the year with his Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles crossover, the sequel. Actually,
Right.
So he's had a heck of a year.
Absolutely. All right.
Nice.
All right. What's next, Carrie?
Oh, the one I'm most excited about, Taylor Swift. So yeah, there's a Taylor
That's the
Swift
regular
comic.
cover of this.
Well,
Um,
well, if I can, Carrie, I'm going to give you an assist on this one. So
Okay.
this is a variant for an actually, it's not really autobiographical. It's a biographical comic series based on Taylor Swift. It's penned by Eric B. M. Esquivel and illustrated by Ramon Salas. It's a 22-page book. You're going to see it's already out now. So that's the important thing, everybody. So they're supposed to coincide with Swift's 34th birthday. So you're thinking, why are we talking about this now? Because they most recently released this variant, which is sold as an eBay exclusive from the artist Pablo Martinena, which is an homage to Marvel Comics character Dazzler issue 1,
Number one.
as
Yep.
there are rumors that Taylor may appear in Deadpool 3 as the character.
And she is a master overlord.
So, yeah, it's available online, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, digital download, all that. So if you're a big Taylor Swift fan, you're probably going to get this. We here at Splash Pages really don't care.
and
But
the
we
eBay
know
exclusive.
Philip over on Dark Discussions is a huge Taylor Swift fan, so I'm sure he will
Huge.
be huge.
He's going to buy all the variants. We know it.
He's already got it.
You know.
Yeah, I know a couple of Tay-Tay fans, and I actually forced somebody in one of my guilds. It was like they were singing in chat one time in Forsaken World, and I was like, "You're promoted. You now have to run all the things and do stuff." So, like, that's how I punish people. I'd give them promotions in the guild and be like, "And now you have responsibility."
I thought their actual term was Swifties.
Yes.
Well, this was over a decade ago, and
Oh,
they
okay.
just
Okay.
the
I
couple
was gonna
called it Tay-Tay.
I was going to say, Carrie, when you said that they say you looked like trouble when you walked in? Just out of curiosity.
I
Okay,
don't
that's
know.
the only one I'm doing. Please move on.
Get out.
Yeah. All right, and this one is exciting. It's Muhammad Assur's Edge of the Spider-Verse foil cover. We're going back to the
Wow.
90s, folks.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Foiled again.
Edge of the Spider-Verse. The original cover was looking awesome, and now it's giving us a couple of hints towards some more of the characters that we might be seeing. We got some Miles action going in there. We got Spider Bite. We got Ghost Spider. We're going to eventually learn who Weapon 8 is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're getting some nice hints here. I have a feeling we're gonna get slowly eased into this.
And Carrie, didn't they say that there's an all new kind of spooky one that we've yet to know their name? or who the hell they are?
Yeah, I think that might be the little, well, there's Ghost Spider, and then they did say there's going to be um, a new one coming up that it didn't really give too much information about it. We're gonna
Mm.
have to get some, and they're gonna be bringing in Spider-Man from India and Arana as well.
Okay.
But yeah, it's the spooky new spider hero has yet to be announced.
Cool.
So we do not know yet. This will go on sale on February 21st, and then we will finally know. And it's only going to be, I believe, a 4-part series. So,
4-part. Yep.
yep. So that's gonna
With how
bring
many
us all to
tie-ins?
theaters.
All
Don't
of
ask. Yeah, it's gonna be another one. And now we have to collect the entire Marvel universe.
Yes.
Basically.
One comic.
Yep.
But yeah,
So-
so that is the end of Variant Watch for the week.
Woohoo!
He did the last one. Don't worry. When we come back in January, there'll be more variants.
I'll save them all up.
Yep.
It's Leo's
All
turn
right.
next, so
It,
gets like
it is.
40.
It is. Yep. All right. So I guess we have to get the rest of the news. And there was I have to say, like, there was a little bit from Marvel and DC, sure. But there have been a lot of really promising Boom Studios Image stories coming out. I'm making a list. There's some really good titles coming up.
Are you checking it twice?
Moving on, from these yahoos, or if you know your movie references, these Marios.
The last
So this one is something that I actually found that I was like, wow, this looks really freaking cool. So this is where am I?
Oh my gosh.
Hold on a second.
It looks like Mario inside
Inside a mech.
yeah.
It looks like I put the wrong layer up on top.
Oh no, you're right. It's The Last Mermaid. It's a David Kim book. It's basically Little Mermaid meets Dune. So give me a second.
Isn't Dune a desert?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It would be terribly hard to be a mermaid in the
This
desert.
poor mermaid.
Or-
You
Just
guys-
goes around a cup of water with herself.
You guys are absolutely ridiculous.
Here,
So
Peter,
basically, this is the love child of award-winning creator Derek Kirk Kim. It's his first comic book work in 10 years. So it's, like I said, it's Mermaids meets Dune. So it's set to launch in March. Image basically describes it as a literal fish out of water, saying that the book will have a lush animation style artwork of a slow, low, and classic Miyazaki. So looking at the images there, as you can see, essentially the synopsis of it is: a lone mermaid roams an endless wasteland on a quest beyond reason. To press ever onward, she must survive the interminable stretches between tiny pockets of water, roaming bands of cybernetic cannibals, and fearsome mutant beasts. But what propels her forward to take such a risk? So his absence for about over a decade is that he was working in a lot of TV and animation. So it's this new project is a culmination of everything he's learned and loved in storytelling. He's really excited about doing it. Just for those who are interested in his career, in 2003, he did an acclaimed graphic novel, Same Difference, and other stories. He then decided to work in animation, working on Disney Channel's Amphibia. He worked on Adventure Time, and he worked on Netflix's Green Eggs and Ham. So this goes on sale March 6, 2024. And if you're going to end up being next year at Emerald City Comic Con, Mr. Kim will be on hand to promote the comic. So apologies, my notes were a little discombobulated, but honestly, I would definitely check out the first issue of this. This looks really cool.
The covers look fantastic.
Absolutely. Yeah, and then
The inside art looks great too.
Yeah.
absolutely. I'm like I said, it's Image and Boom are coming out with some really great creator-owned stories, and I think I'm looking forward to those a little bit more than I am some things DC and Marvel are doing. But we'll get into that later.
Or we can get into that like right now.
Or we can continue the news because we got 2 big stories to do. So continue.
Well, I was gonna say getting into news for DC is like right next, and so we've talked about this before, and the more I hear about this, the more excited I'm getting.
Yeah.
So yeah, this so new information has come out about Batman Dark Age. It's an upcoming comic mini series from DC offers a fresh take on the familiar origin story of Batman. Like we need another. So this series is notable for blending Batman's early days with real-world historical events, adding depth and context to his well-known backstory. The creative team behind this project includes writer Mark Russell and artist Mike Allard, both recognized for their work on Superman Space Age. They're joined by colorist Laura Allard and letterer David Sharp. And it's going to be a 6-issue series featuring 40 pages per issue. It's set to launch first issue on March 26, 2024, with covers by Allard, Yannick Paquette, and Frank Quietly. I love his work. I forgot what he did. A
All-Star Superman.
Yeah. So each issue promises to explore Bruce Wayne's transformation from Gotham's troubled youth to the iconic Dark Knight. Against the backdrop of significant historical events, Batman: The Dark Age aims to present a unique and engaging narrative showcasing familiar characters in a new light and deepening the lore of Batman's world.
That's so cool.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Look at that style too. Like you could just see the little glimpse of like 1950s culture or so, if that's where they're putting it. You know, could earlier like the 2 clown lamps and all that. You know.
Yeah. Actually, I think this is taking place, I want to say during World War II.
Okay, so 1940s. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I think this is such a great idea. I mean, comics are a fantasy, but interweaving them with historical history, like it kind of reminds me of that Spider-Man story. It was Life Story, where Spider-Man through a time and he's actually aging. So you saw him like he starts in the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
a great one. I was telling Leo about that. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a great one. But yeah, I mean, listen, Mike Allard, he is a fantastic comic book artist. I've said that for years, and I'm just glad to see more of his work because, by God, he really does have a style that's just absolutely unique.
Well, I'm yeah, the artwork is amazing, but I'm more excited for a down to earth and getting back to basics type of Batman story.
Oh, come on. You loved it when Batman jumped from outer space.
Well, Leo, considering that again, the stories always seem to be putting Batman through the ringer, I can kind of understand that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely interesting to see where Chip's going. Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be good for a new story.
All right.
He's doing so much, man. I just read his newsletter and it's just like, and bam, 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 bam. He had like 4 huge things to talk about. So.
Yep. All right. So what's next on the docket, Mr. Pond? Carrie.
The giant size, the Incredible Hulk. All right. So we have got Giants, the 50th anniversary, Marvel's 50th anniversary giant size celebration is coming out to honor the stories from the 70s. And Brian Hitch is doing all of the covers. This cover is a reprint of Incredible Hulk 372, part of Peter David and David Keown's character-defining run. But it's still written by Philip Kennedy Johnson with the art by Andrea Brocardo, and they're who are doing the Incredible Hulk right now, which, if you're reading it, is super awesome and incredibly dark. It's a follow-up to the Immortal Hulk. It's got like the mother of monsters has their eldest child has called up and they're throwing all of the monsters in the Marvel universe to go after the Hulk. hunt him down, and so he doesn't catch a break, either as Banner or the Hulk. There have been witches, there have been undead mine preacher monsters, all sorts of different things have been going on. And so we're going to get to meet a new monster called Patchwork Jack in this Incredible Hulk, giant sized. So
Don't forget that the fight between Hulk and this new villain is going to be taking place amongst the explosive train ride. So, wow, how cool is that?
Hulk on a train. Well, yeah, as you can see, the train isn't looking too good in the background there. And you can pick
What
this
a
up
train
on-
wreck.
Get out.
I hope you bought a ticket.
No ticket, Leo says.
Well, and it's going to have to be at night because Hulk only comes out at night anymore. Really?
What? It's been-
Yeah.
Oh, so they got a
he's
sleeper car.
He's bannered. You can get this on April 3rd, 2024, though, and we'll find out if indeed it is a sleeper car or not. I
And
don't know.
also, on top of it, Carrie, I mean,
Yes.
Philip Kennedy Johnson, who's just wrapping up his long arc with Superman for Action Comics, I believe. You know, I mean, with all due respect to his work there, I mean, I agree with you. I've been loving what he's doing. I think it's a great sequel to what Al Ewing did in Immortal Hulk. Like, this is just fantastic. And fun fact, if anyone wants to catch up, you get to see a sneak peek of the new Ghost Rider ahead of time.
Yeah, you do. We're up to issue 6 of The Incredible Hulk right now,
Yep.
and we've gotten to see the new Ghost Rider, and we need to see more of what's going on there. I'm waiting for the next issue on beta. I'm just
I got Carrie. I'm done. It's okay. Don't let your hair get on
I'm
fire.
gonna drink my iced coffee.
There you go.
Well, on that note, next up.
Oh, we're
you
going
got
ape in April with DC. Hold on. DC Comics has exciting news for April Fools with their upcoming April special. 48-page one-shot set to release on March 19th, which is like almost 2 weeks before April 1st. But don't worry about it. This special edition features stories by John Layman, Joshua Hale Fialkov, Dean Yang, and accompanied by artwork by Carl Mostert, Phil Hester, and Bernard Chang. The main cover, created by Dan Mora, comes with a variant by Bernard Chang and a unique banana scent variant by Hayden Sherman.
Oh boy.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Scratch and sniff.
The storyline revolves around Monsieur Mala stepping up in the absence of Gorilla Grodd, who's recently been incarcerated in DC's The Flash series. Mala forms the Legion of Doom, a group of sinister simians with plans for world domination. They really too much of the ape stuff in this. Facing this threat is the All Ape Jungle League, a team of hero anthropods. As the plot unfolds, readers are in for an ape epic adventure set to honor DC's history with our primate relatives. DC's April issue promises to be an orangutan-tistic hitting shelves on March 19th.
So, Jeremy, do you think this will be an ape apocalypse?
It's too much.
You guys got to stop monkeying around.
But I'm just looking forward to this
The
jungle.
shit's gonna really fly around here.
Listen, if I can say anything, our former guest Keith Champagne might be interested in this. He does love his.
I
He
was
does.
surprised he wasn't one of the artists on it.
You
Yeah.
got ape for this kind of thing?
He does.
He really does.
They're giving us a lot.
A lot of banana peels.
I heard your subtle Gibbon reference. I liked it.
Nice. but listen, I'm for things like this. I think this is going to be Brill, get out. Leave this chat right now.
Oh, Tom.
Tom, get out. take you and your sad news with you. I'm still mad about the Andrew Bauer thing at the end of Tony Harris. But no, this is continuing a trend that DC's doing. This is right up there with How to Lose a Guy Gardner in 10 Days, the Valentine special that I am super pumped about.
They're pumping out the minis and all that really well over there at DC. Like the last few that I've read from them, what is it? Justice League versus Kong and Godzilla, great. The Santa Claus, Batman Santa Claus, great. I mean,
that Silent Night story is so freaking
yeah.
We're gonna cover
can't
that
wait
later?
for the next issue.
Yeah, I think we need to maybe sneak it in with Merry Little Batman.
Nice.
Yeah, please do it.
How was that?
Merry Little Batman was really good.
Yeah,
Cool.
I've been
It was fun.
tempted to press play on it, but I'm like, I don't know.
You
It's
should
like a
'cause-
70s cartoon, kind of, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I found out it's the first of a new series, Bat Family.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll check it out then.
Featuring Luke Wilson.
All right.
Luke
All right,
Wilson's-
fanboys, save it for the other show. All right, let's keep it rolling.
The Luke Wilson podcast.
Yeah, the Splash Page Luke Wilson podcast. All right, so this is something I'm actually intrigued about that's coming out. Spider-Man revisits the mystery of the Proto-Goblin. So, in this new upcoming series, Spider-Man Shadow of the Green Goblin is a 4-issue limited series promising to reveal Osborn's darkest secret. We have J.M. DeMatteis, a long-term collaborator from our dearly departed Keith Giffen, who's also very well known within his Spider-Man work, and Michael Sta Maria. This story is taking place during Peter Parker's early days as Spider-Man, right around the time when Uncle Ben's wound is still pretty fresh regarding the death. But this will revisit something that even I forgot about, the mystery of Nels Van Adler, who was the first person that ever actually had the fabled Green Goblin formula. The character who made his first and to date only appearance in 1997 Spider-Man issue 1. So the synopsis is saying that Norman Osborn is not the first Goblin. Norman Goblin is the Goblin you know, but he's not the original. The Proto-Goblin has a dramatic yet sinister connection to the Osborn family. And what role does young Peter Parker, who is still learning about power and responsibility, play in this unfolding events? So I love when they do things like this, fleshing out little known details in the Spider-Man lore. Because I'm sorry, Spider-Man has always had so many moving characters, so many moving parts. It's hard to keep track of everybody, you know?
So
And yes, Karen.
does the goblin look like it's female to everyone else as well?
I was thinking
Yeah.
that some skin cream has been used over the past few days. Very, very soft skinned, this one.
It is a mask, you know.
Kind of looks like Kate McKinnon. A little bit.
Only
Yes.
you, Leo. So moving on from Leo's horrible analysis of a mask. So basically this will be out, Shadow of the Green Goblin, issue 1, April 3rd, 2024 from Marvel. I might also check this out just because I'm curious to see what JM does. I mean, come on. This is the guy who made Kraven the Last Hunt, the trademarks series it is. You know, definitely worth a shot.
He's my favorite writer for what's that worth, mostly for his DC stuff. But yeah, I would read anything the man wrote. If he wrote Boo in a Napkin, I'd buy it.
There you go. All right. So that's that.
You're
for-
in luck, Justin. I have this napkin right here.
What does he say? Did he say anything about me?
Just
Did he get
Boo.
my letters?
What about a
Okay,
paper
so-
towel?
All right. So we're going to move on before Justin explodes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, Suicide Squad. DC is launching a new series titled Suicide Squad Dream Team.
Is that Bizarro?
It is.
Yeah, so
Oh,
this is
my.
coming in March of 2024. So featuring Nia Nal, Dreamer from the Arrowverse, as a key character. The series is penned by Nicole Maines, who portrayed Dreamer in the CW's Supergirl, and includes artwork by Eddie Barrows and Eber Ferreira.
Mm-hmm.
I know I butchered that.
No, you did good.
Oh, thank you. Hey, there's always a first time for
Yeah,
everything.
I did Leo. Just
Okay.
you're on a roll. Don't
So,
pat yourself on the back yet.
You must be butter.
Yeah.
You're on a roll. Get it?
Get out.
So the narrative unfolds from the events of Titan's Beast World, which is going on right now, with Amanda Waller assembling a new Task Force X. Dreamer is at the forefront of this team, which also includes notable characters like Harley Quinn, Bizarro, Clock King, Black Alice, and Deadeye.
Oh.
So, issue number 1 of Suicide Squad Dream Team showcases a main cover by Barrows and Ferreira, with alternate variant covers by artists Riccardo Federici, Sweeney Boo, and Gleb Melenkov. Additionally, character sketches by Barrows are also revealed. The series delves into Waller's view of metahumans as significant threats, using them for her ends. Dreamer, known for her precognitive and dreamwalking abilities, becomes a central figure in Waller's plan to control the chaos in DC Universe, particularly during the Beast War. Nicole Maines expresses excitement over bringing Dreamer into this challenging scenario, where her character must navigate the complexities of working with Waller, the new Suicide Squad, and this experience pushes Dreamer to contemplate the kind of hero she aspires to be. This comes at you March 12th, 2024.
I'm good. I'm sold. That sounds pretty dope.
Yeah, I'm pretty interested, actually.
I
Yeah.
want to see Bizarro working with Amanda Waller and Bizarro and Harley together. That's
Now,
going to be nuts.
listen, weirder Suicide Squads have happened. You know, and I think the crazy thing is that we're really seeing Amanda Waller as establishing herself as I mean, she always was, but my God, is she such a threat to the DC universe? Especially if you're reading Beast World, what she did to help initiate that, holy shit, she is cold-blooded. Like wow, and beautifully portrayed by Viola Davis, especially in James Gunn's The Suicide Squad.
Well, also,
and Peacemaker as well. I got to give her that too.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the Dreamer character, but I didn't really watch CW. But it's interesting that they're kind of merging those worlds.
Well, yeah, but television and comics have always had that possibility, especially with the Bible. So it is really interesting to see the person who portrayed it writing it, but then again, we're seeing a lot of that. I mean, we already had the young lady who's Miss Marvel. She's writing the character now in the book. So I'm all for it. I mean, listen, if Stephen Amell wants to write Green Arrow one day, I was like, yo, that's great. Just saying.
Yeah.
Or, but Dream Team.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Okay. Next up, Carrie.
All right.
Yes.
We go
Catcher
into
from space.
Boom Studios. And they have just revealed that I'm going to give this a shot, guys. Pornsak Pichetshote will be writing a new series, and this is going to be Man's Best is the name of it, with artist Jesse Lonergan and letterer Jeff Powell. It's going to be a science fiction story about support pets in space who lose their owners and have to go out. It's like they have to go out and save their owners in space. It's just they're enhanced. They're on this. I just keep losing it because it just cracks me up.
Yeah, the artwork looks so fun.
Gary, do you want me to assist? Because I think I might be able to help you.
Well, okay. Drew, if you would like to go ahead for the assist, it's like
Okay.
I can't remember the name of the one. I'd written it down and now I can't find it. But Yeah, it's they're homeward bound pets that are looking for their poor owners that can't exist without them, and they're so cute.
Aw.
Exactly.
French bulldog with a rocket on its back. You're just like,
So
oh.
basically, everybody, if you're loving this right now, which as you can tell, Carrie is squeeing, it's Homeward Bound on an alien planet. Okay, 3 emotional support pets on a spacecraft trying to find a new home for humanity because, of course, we fucked up the planet. The ship crashes. The crew is captured. These pets are the only hope. They got the tech. They're 3 best friends. And they're just going through a hostile world to rescue their owners. They're looking to be essentially the only hope for humanity that might not be worth saving. So you got the challenges that could destroy their friendship, the perils of an alien world, cats and dogs living together. Beautiful comic. So March 20th, 2024. Everybody, there are a lot of really great pet-specific storylines. Carrie covered Feral yet last week. This is just as good. Everybody, please buy this so we can get more because this is adorable. There you go, Karen. I got you.
I love
Yeah.
that dribble ball of life that he's.
You guys recall there was a book like this, and I forget if it was called like 3 or something, but it was
Yeah,
about like 3.
Grant Morrison and Frank Whiteley did.
Yeah.
3.
Okay. Yeah. That was a pretty good book.
Yeah, I thought the same thing when I was reading this. I was like, so this is kind of like 3, but more homeward bound. This cover gets me. I don't know why. The cat face just gets me so much. I don't know why. Like they're it's just so cute. But yes, this is definitely going to be on splash pages. We're going to all read this and squee. And heck, it's a new series. We could always see about getting someone on it on our show. So,
And they could teach me how to pronounce their name. It would be awesome.
Dear God. So March 20, 2024, everybody, ask your LCS to get you a copy and enjoy.
Totally. Jar Jar, you're next.
Oh, speaking of characters being brought from the screen to the comics, you got DC Comics has a rich history of characters originating from adaptations making their way into the comic book world. Notable instances are Harley Quinn, Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, also made his debut in a radio show.
Did not know that.
Adding to this, I learned that reading this stuff. I was kind of shocked. I was like, that's interesting. And adding to this tradition, a character initially conceived for Green Lantern, the animated series, has now found a place in the Green Lantern comics.
Razor!
Yeah. Great character.
Green Lantern number 6, crafted by Jerry Adams. Manico?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And Scott Goldwiski. The narrative primarily revolves around a confrontation between Hal Jordan and Sinestro. Despite Jordan's efforts, he fails to prevent his arch nemesis from escaping Earth. Dejected, Jordan returns home to encounter an unexpected visitor. Waiting for Jordan is an alien named Razor. I think I'm pronouncing that right.
You're doing right.
Asserting their status as an old friend, a surprising revelation occurs when Razor questions why Hal is conversing with a ring construct of the Green Lantern Kilowog. It turns out that Kilowog sharing a trailer with Hal Jordan on Earth was merely an illusion. This twist is as unexpected as the appearance of Razor, a character previously combined to various animated series. Hailing from planet Volcrag. Do you guys want to know all about his backstory? Are we pretty good about? Are the pictures showing a great?
Pretty much.
All right.
I mean, I'm a fan of the show, so when I saw this, I was just like, my God! If we see Aya, the physical
I never
intelligence,
watched the show. How
you should?
It's good, huh?
It's really good, and especially because from the get-go, you have the Red Lanterns. You have the Green Lanterns there. You got Aya, which is an artificial intelligence, which, fun fact, was modeled, her appearance is modeled after Razor's wife, who he did lose, which is just another reason why he became Red Lantern. So he, the point of this character is that eventually he would find peace. And essentially, almost there's a hint that in forsaking the Red Lantern, he would possibly become a Blue Lantern.
Yeah.
So could be we're seeing that, or seeing his character in a completely new direction. Either way, fan favorites always get a shot, everybody. So
It'll be interesting to see what happens too, because when you take the ring off as a Red Lantern, your heart stops.
it's true. Yeah, that's the sacrifice when you switch core. I mean, there have been some exceptions.
Yeah, well, Guy Gardner, obviously, Hal Jordan.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's out now, everybody. If you want to check that out, I definitely know one of my best friends, Leroy, who's a big Green Lantern fan. He posted this immediately, and I was like, "Oh, we got to cover it." So, absolutely. So, hopefully, more there. Okay.
Cool stuff. And last item is going to be Drew.
Yes, more Ultimate news, everybody. So by Jeremy's soon-to-be favorite artist, Peach Momoko, these are character designs that she did for Ultimate Storm and Killmonger, who we will see debut in April's Ultimate Black Panther issue 3. So as we know, this is a completely different new Ultimate Universe compared to the last one. For instance, Black Panther will be working to protect his Wakanda from the armies of Moon Knight and Khonshu, who essentially wish to conquer the nation. So the difference here is that Storm, who, as we know, in the 616 universe, was at one point married to T'Challa, she's actually paired up with Killmonger in this one. They work as freedom fighters fighting against Khonshu. So apparently their influence will help convince Black Panther to lead Wakanda out of hiding and into the fight against these characters. So Peach Momoko, who, as we know, is the writer-artist for the Ultimate X-Men series, I mean, her style is just remarkable, and she really wanted to make sure. Yep,
she's having like the best year ever too. Like
100%.
She was writing. That's awesome.
Yeah. So she's combined both the modern and the tribal styles with getting to design these characters. So eventually, her main goal was respect the characters, but put her own soul and unique vision into them. I think she definitely.
Who did that other cover? Is that a David Finch cover?
No, that's Stefano Caselli.
Oh, okay.
Right. Still beautiful. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm still super pumped. I've already asked my LCS to get me each of the issue ones because I want to see where they go. So if you like what you see from Black Panther, which is going to be coming out next year, please, this issue drops April 17th, everybody. Why go Marvel when you can go Ultimate? Boom.
There we go. There's the news.
Yay!
News.
Wait, hold on. We got to do the Muppet.
News.
I'm good. All right. So I know Justin's
I'm
like
to jostle my computer and I'll lose you all.
All right, everybody. So now it is time for what you really came here for. It's time to get Christmas. What are kids calling it now? Merry
Xmas.
X gonna give it to you.
It's Christmas Underground.
Yes. So.
Well, so I just wanted to give a quick overview. So we're going to be doing a live reading of Christmas Underground. And let's see, stage directions will be by Mr. Justin Cooper. Hellboy will be played by Jeremy Courtney.
Hello. That will not be the voice.
Thank God.
Annie and Mrs. Hatch is going to be by Carrie Sanders.
Ooh, yes, my little ones.
Dear God. Dear God.
I'm not doing that voice either.
The Doctor, and that probably won't be the voice. I don't know what it is. And the animal voices are going to be by me. And the priest is by Mr. Drew Marlowe.
That will also not be the voice.
Requiem.
Translation: X gonna give it to you.
Oh, thank you, Justin. Somebody had to do that.
All right. So, everybody, so this is a 90s story. This is one of the first Christmas stories of Hellboy. So, this takes place England, 1989 on Christmas Eve. So, we're going to get started. We're really excited to do this. So, enjoy what you see, but really enjoy what you hear.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
All right. Take it away, Mr. Cooper.
Okay, so here we go. We have panel 1. We see an old English manor with regal bearing sitting on its desolate property on a cold Christmas Eve night. England, 1989, Christmas Eve. Christmas underground. Silhouettes speak within the stony halls.
She won't live through the night.
You're sure?
She's lost too much blood. I'm sorry. I would say that, but
It's okay, Doc. Go home. Thanks.
The doctor exits through the open door while Hellboy and the priest look on.
I'll be back in the morning.
Good night.
Hellboy and the priest now speak at the matter at hand.
Well,
Poor Miss Hatch. This house stood empty years before she took it. That was a grim day. She came out from the city with her husband and brother.
The priest points as both him and Hellboy take a look at the family portrait.
And her 3 children. That's Annie in the middle.
she's a cutie.
She was the favorite, an artistic child. Happy, but too much imagination for this place. It made her strange.
Focus on the portrait of a depiction of Annie.
I told them to send her away, but they wouldn't. I should have done something then.
Annie, wearing a white dress, wanders at night.
More and more, she wandered out alone at night into the cemetery.
Among the gravestones stand ominous bodies of rock.
And there are stones in that place older than any Christian grave. One night, she disappeared. 5 years ago now, and there's been a doom on this house since. Doom.
Hellboy puts his hand on the man's shoulder to comfort him.
First the uncle, then all the rest. Wasted away. Poor Miss Hatch. She's the last one.
Why don't you fix yourself a drink? I'm going up to see her.
But I should have.
Hellboy looks back at the rambling, regretful priest.
I should have done something.
You should have.
Annie's face in the portrait looks on ominously. Hellboy enters the room where the bedridden, dying Mrs. Hatch lays in her bed.
Mrs. Hatch, can I come in?
You're not another doctor.
No, ma'am.
I'm glad.
Hellboy sits at the end of the bed where Mrs. Hatch lays.
I don't need any more doctors.
How do you feel?
Old,
Her old, wrinkled face looks on with absolute certainty.
dying.
Hellboy puts his hand on the top of Mrs. Hatch's, attempting to comfort her.
Is there anything I can do?
On the mantelpiece, a little tin box for my baby, Annie. She comes and visits me, at night.
Hellboy listens.
You'll see that she gets it.
Yes, ma'am.
Hellboy holds the tin box in his regular hand.
You promise?
I promise.
Mrs. Hatch is getting weaker and weaker.
I knew you would. You thought I didn't recognize you.
Hellboy looks back at her while standing in the doorframe.
Ma'am?
We see, instead of Hellboy, a hooded festive version of Santa Claus.
You are Father Christmas.
We see the night sky with a crescent moon. It has begun to snow. Hellboy is speaking to the priest and holds a piece of paper in hand.
Here, a list of things you're going to have to do when she dies. There's also a number for you to call if I don't come back.
The priest looks down at the piece of paper.
But I'll come back.
The priest stands there in a field that's becoming covered with snow, and in the house in the background, leaning graves in his immediate surrounding. Silence. Hellboy walks through the snowy graveyard.
There are stones in that place older than any Christian grave.
An ominous stone towers over the leaning graves on the ground. A rat sits on the top of a rock, glowing orange eyes. The rat utters a warning.
Beware.
Hellboy knocks over the rock with his bare hands, or a single blow from his right hand. With a boom! Hellboy finds an opening in the ground as some of the remaining rock falls into the hole. Hellboy enters the hole, opening, and walks down a few steps. Then Hellboy is surprised and a little annoyed by it.
Oh, what the hell is this?
Hellboy sees an ornate temple or house carved into a stone underground with a light on. A stone statue of a woman in the middle of it speaks. Beware. A candelabra with 3 candles hovers in the air. Hellboy enters the room to investigate as a female voice greets him.
Who's this bold stranger? Quixote?
Annie stands next to the floating candelabra.
Lancelot?
Hellboy looks at Annie Hatch as she holds the candelabra in her hand.
Or maybe de Bergerac, toppled from the moon?
No, only me.
No matter. You're welcome. You'll stay here for a while.
Sure.
Hellboy and Annie walk together, grabbing his right arm as they walk through the underground place that is a thriving garden.
You're tired? Have you come far?
Not really.
Hungry? We'll have dinner, and all the others will come to see you.
Others?
And the prince will come.
Really? Are you Anne Hatch?
Annie thinks about the past.
Annie? My mother calls me that.
Flashback to the Hatch house during a different season and time.
She lives a long way from here in a terrible cold house. I used to live there.
We see Annie's secret garden, which is connected to a part of the cemetery we saw from before.
There was a secret garden where I used to live, where I used to hide to play with my animals Pooh and Rabbit, the Cheshire Cat, and a little mouse with silver eyes.
There is a mouse with silver eyes.
Baby!
Then there is darkness.
He led me down to a hole in the ground, and for a while I was lost. Then a soothing voice spoke to me out of the dark.
The individual she refers to is briefly illuminated in the dark.
Abide with me and be my bride, and thou shalt have all thy heart's desires.
Young Annie stands in the dark.
Who are you?
The second son of a king.
A beautiful palace stands among the lush paradise.
And that's all he would say.
The individual holds a ring in their slightly open hand. A close-up of the golden ring. Anne accepts it and is wed as shown by her hand.
I belong to him.
Annie kisses her new shadowy husband.
Are you happy?
I am.
What about your family?
When I miss them, I visit them.
We see one of her male relatives laying in a coffin, holding flowers, dead.
And one by one, they come to live with us here.
Hellboy and Annie look right into a bright, well-lit room with a dining room table full of vegetation, a statue, and food.
Only Mother is missing, but I think she'll be here with us soon.
Focus on Annie as she continues to talk about the upcoming events.
Now, dinner's prepared, and I hear the others coming. They're hungry.
Hellboy is aware of the other individuals now in the other room.
But they'll wait for the prince.
Hellboy grabs Annie with his right hand, and the other figures still stand in the background.
Okay, now listen to me. This is Christmas Eve. Does that ring a bell? Christmas Eve, come on.
I I don't
Focus on Hellboy's face.
know.
I spoke to your mom tonight. She sent me to find you. She wanted you to have this.
Focus on the tin box Mrs. Hatch sent for her daughter. Hellboy talks while Annie opens the box and has a necklace thread throughout her fingers.
It's a present.
Annie holds a crucifix in her hand. We see the individuals in the background clearly now, their faces concerned. There's a close-up of Jesus Christ on the crucifix.
Merry Christmas.
Annie, holding the crucifix, fills the room with a blinding light that Hellboy shields his eyes while the other guests react as if they're illuminated as well.
Yeah!
Hellboy reacts upon what he sees.
Jeez.
The dining room is actually a hellish table where the chairs are tombstones. The statue is one of a demonic form, and the food is body parts, illuminated by a macabre candelabra of a corpse's hand. The other individuals in the background are grotesque looking corpses and of her family who has risen from the grave. One of the corpses moves slowly towards Hellboy menacingly. Hellboy leaps forward as the corpses attack, using his right hand of doom to decapitate one of the males. Annie's hand continues to hold her gift, blinded by the white light except for her golden wedding ring. Hellboy strikes another blow with his right hand against the decrepit female member of the attack party. Annie's wedding ring slips off her hand. Hellboy is focused in the battle, his right hand in front and center to deflect any and get ready to throw another punch. Annie's former wedding band begins to change shape. Hellboy notices what is happening. The wedding ring begins to resemble a reptile as an arm slowly appears. While the corpses stand still in the background, Hellboy is puzzled by his odd-looking golden newt. Hellboy grabs the creature with his right hand as the entity speaks in an undecipherable language. This creature exhales a great barrage of fire from his mouth. Hellboy shields himself, barely from the fiery blast of light.
I abjure thee, vile spirit.
The priest stands, focused on his words in proclamation.
Draco nequissimi, by the judge of the quick and the dead, by thy maker and the maker of the world, I adjure thee.
Hellboy stands, the fire having burnt away his jacket. He is still smoldering.
By him who has power to send thee to hell, I adjure thee.
Hellboy stands with smoke billowing off him now in what appears to be the underground cavern of a stone basement. The priest stands above Miss Hatch as he finishes giving her her last rites and sacrament before she passes away.
Not in my infirmity, but by the virtue of the Holy Ghost, depart from this poor woman. God Almighty hath made her too good for you. Evelyn Margaret Hatch, rest in peace.
We see a piece of wood from the bed frame or post whose bottom has been carved into a stake. Hellboy notices Annie's shadowy lover, the prince he's heard so much about, standing in one of the doorways.
By the sign of the cross of Jesus Christ our Lord, who with the Father and the Holy Ghost liveth and reigneth one God,
Focus on the prince appearing like a man.
forever and ever, world without end.
We see Hellboy's face, ready to go.
Come on.
Anne's now ex-husband reveals his true massive supernatural form, and Hellboy stands ready to fight.
That's it. Crawl out of your rat hole.
Hellboy's right hand cracks the creature with an uppercut.
Wham.
Bam!
Take it like a...
The creature doesn't let him finish the sentence as he hits Hellboy back with enough power to take him off his feet.
Ugh.
Some of the stone underground breaks, sending fragments everywhere. We see Mrs. Hatch's now empty mansion while the snow continues to fall. The stones in the cemetery stand still and lean as it snows. The priest stands out, waiting in the snow. More stone flies everywhere as the battle continues. The priest is caught off guard and the ground cracks open while the battle underground hits a particularly high note while it's still snowing. Focus on Mrs. Hatch's now empty dark mansion. Zoom in on one particular room. The failing Miss Hatch speaks to her long-lost daughter before dying.
Annie, is that you? I'm here. I'm so cold.
Annie's presence or spirit is bright among the drab surrounding of her mother's bedroom.
Forgive me for that.
Mrs. Hatch's nearly lifeless hand reaches for the flaming, thinly decrepit hand of her daughter, wrapped in the necklace of the crucifix.
And don't be afraid.
The window of Mrs. Hatch's bedroom are now bright and continues to snow outside.
I'm with you now.
The dark, crooked chasm in the ground is illuminated only by snow. Hellboy is being tossed backwards by his enemy, and it hits him with another booming punch.
You can do better than that, big monster like you.
Hellboy taunts the creature as he moves higher ground.
Oh, that's right. You just pick on little girls, son of a...
Hellboy is scratched across his chest by the creature's clawed hand.
Yeah!
A single sound echoes across the snowy sky.
Hear that?
The creature reacts in horror at the sound.
Church bells.
The church bells from the nearby town echo, announcing Christmas Day.
Midnight Mass.
Hellboy stands, his chest ripped up and bleeding, but still victorious as the creature's form withers to almost nothing.
Christmas.
Hellboy watches the creature's nearly skeletal corpse falling back into the darkness of the chasm, defeated and dying.
Guess you should have stayed underground.
The church's castle-like tower continues to ring its bell. Hellboy's eyes look on. The creature formerly known as the Prince is nothing more than a deformed skeleton in dissolving bones. Hellboy and the priest talk afterwards as the snow-covered cemetery grounds.
Mrs. Hatch is dead. I couldn't do those things to her. The wooden stake and the cutting. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hellboy and the priest watch Mrs. Hatch and her family as her family's home burns, the fire billowing smoke into the Christmas Day skies.
What about the fire?
I didn't have anything to do with that. I was with her till the ground began to shake. I came out here, and next thing I knew...
It's all right. Fire's the best thing for her now. Let it burn.
Poor woman.
Yeah, was a nice old lady.
Hellboy stands still, looking at the burning home, remembering the events that just happened as the priest silently looks on.
She saved her little girl, and she thought I was Santa Claus. So Merry Christmas, Mrs. Hatch.
Focusing on the burning part of Mrs. Hatch's home that was once her bedroom.
Wherever you are.
The end.
Yo, that was awesome.
We did it!
Holy shit. Jeremy, I swear to God, I don't even want to do Hellboy now because you did so good.
Oh, you
Yeah,
have
I
to.
did.
I told you he was perfect for him.
Serious. Yeah, I just want to say, Justin has been hyping this for like, because I've talked to him about doing audition. He was like, yo, Jeremy would be perfect. And I'm
He's
just
got
like,
that good raspy deepness to him.
I'm just
Yeah, I
saying
know.
it was good. I got
Just
chills when
perfect.
that bell came. You know,
yo, and then Carrie, your I'm sorry, your Annie was awesome, but your Miss Hatch, holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
And that there was a difference in them. It was great.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that the Father Christmas is one of my favorite Hellboy scenes. And you just nailed it. Like I cannot wait when Leo just does the only audio version with the images. That shit's gonna make me fucking cry. I know it.
Well, that's really hard to do when you're talking to yourself too, and to go back and forth.
I know. Carrie did great.
and I noticed that. I'm like, oh, she's got to have a conversation with herself. Great job.
See, now I'm worried because now I feel like my Hellboy is just not going to be deep enough. So it's just going to find like I'm trying to follow Jeremy's. I feel like now I'm the David Harbour. Like he was the Ron Perlman.
This one I get to go high on though. I've been waiting to do Professor Broom.
Yeah, so it's funny because I'm now like thinking because I was talking to Carrie about it. I was like, how do I do it? Just said you got to sound you're gruff, but you're almost annoyed, and I'm just like, all right,
son of a bitch.
Like exactly, lady, like
Good thing is people will know if you separate the stories, they'll know it's a different story because now they're hearing a different voice. So that's the good thing for anyone listening. So
yeah, it's true. But I'm sorry, there is one character I'm dying to hear somebody in our group do. So, and yes, I just want to point out it is deliberate because the person is one of the nicest people I've ever worked with, but he does certain characters very well. So I'm very excited about that. So with that in mind, everybody, and I can't, by the way, I also cannot believe how quickly we blew through this. We might actually end at an hour and a half. So
That's crazy.
well, Carrie was the one who said we should do 2. She was like, yeah, Christmas Underground, we're going to get done in like, what, 15 minutes? Because we're reading, and she was like, you should adapt.
We're all theater people, Drew. I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah, everyone here is an actor. So
All right, hold on. I need to get some water because if I'm going to get gravelly, I was like, oh, so
I wish I had more coffee nearby.
are we having a moment?
Yeah, we're gonna take a Tom Dog says awesome read, everybody. Yeah, let's stretch our legs for just a minute, and then we will come back and we will do the next
2-minute
story.
intermission.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
All right,
so I need to run in the direction.
All right, go.
Did everybody enjoy my Catholic school coming out when I was doing the priest?
Of course.
Oh man. Oh boy. I gotta find my Hellboys.
I thought that was it. That was it right there.
Yeah.
Crap.
Yeah, maybe I should do it like that. Like, hold on a second. Is it that no thanks. Thank you. We're really trying hard. That's right. Crap. All right, let's do this. There you go. Just did you get a chance to read this one, Dustin? Krampusnacht?
I've read all these. I own all these.
Okay. All right, good. We're on the same.
I have all the loose issues. I have I've got Hellboy in Love, Young Hellboy.
Yeah.
I just started collecting the giant robot, which was really crazy. So
yeah, side note, everybody. I actually was talking to the artist for a nice chunk of Hellboy and the artist of Giant Robot, Duncan Fegredo, who is extremely pissy right now with everything, but he didn't say no to being on the show in the future. So
there's also Craig Russo, and Zach Howard, who we've met. So
absolutely.
Hopefully those are great ones.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Craig is great. I especially love his work on Young Hellboy, but I also have a soft spot for his adaptation of Batman Return of the Joker from Batman Beyond. Great guy. We were supposed to interview him at Rhode Island last year, but I forgot to drop by his booth. We had a lot going on that year. But yes, so Krampusnacht. And we have some creative choices here that I did not tell anybody except 1 or 2 members in this. So we're definitely going to get a different level of spooky. But I'm very excited about this. This is again another sinister one, but I think you're all going to enjoy this. So let's do this, man. Let's get nuts.
Gotta wait till we're all here again.
I know, but I'm sorry. I'm still over the moon. Just like I could listen to you guys adapt a Hellboy story any day. Like what a great cast.
I still want to do the Wolves of St. August.
God, yes.
I call the wolf.
Fair enough. I mean, now I feel like I definitely want to adapt my favorite 2-parter, Hellboy, Batman, Starman.
Oh, that's a good one.
And so Jeremy obviously would be Hellboy, and I, of course, will be Starman. And I don't know. We could make Leo's dreams come true and have him be Batman.
Actually, that would be great to see Leo as Batman. I would love that.
Yeah. So maybe for the future.
His eyes.
Yeah.
Leo is Batman. What do you mean? Have you ever seen the 2 of them in the same room at the same time? No.
I really haven't, actually. You know, but it's okay because I still think I'm still trying to dissuade from you and Beaker are the same person. So
That's true.
Me?
all right. So we got water. We refueled. Someone definitely went to the bathroom.
I got a lozenge. So I just want to go over this real quick. So we're going to be talking about Hellboy Krampusnacht. And for the stage directions, again, we have the fabulous Mr. Koopa.
It's doing so good.
And doing Hellboy and the Priest, Dr. Malo.
I'm so excited. I'm a little nervous. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Okay. I'm good. Let's go.
Okay, the Christmas song lyrics, Ghost Woman and Liz Sherman is the awesome Carrie Sanders.
Yeah, you get to hear me sing again.
Yeah, I will be doing Wilhelm Schultz and Krampus. I have no idea how I'm going to do it. It's
Do it
gonna
like
be a
your
tough
Joker.
Yeah, do it like Joker. I thought
Yeah,
about
like-
it. And the Ghost Children, I can't wait to hear this. The Ghost Children is going to be incredible. Young boy, Professor Broom, and
I don't know
Jeremy
how I'm going
Courtney.
to do multiple. I don't know how I'm going to do multiple voices of children. I'm going to be
Oh,
like, hey,
no,
over
no.
here.
No, Jeremy, we're gonna. It's gonna be a kind of a thing where we're all gonna chime in.
Oh,
So-
okay.
Yeah,
As
I
soon as
really
you
wanted
said
to get
I
that.
was just going to be like,
Yeah.
"Oh."
We're gonna get that real creepy angle, and don't worry, Leo's gonna edit out all of our banter before the read, so it's gonna be great. But yeah, so I'm really excited about this. I just side note, this is an Eisner. I believe this is an Eisner award-winning issue. This is one of the few that I have signed by Mike Mignola. Being a huge Christmas fan as I am, this is truly a beautiful one-shot that is both seasonal and terrifying. And of course, our resident horror culturalist, Miss Sanders over there, was more than happy because it was either going to be this or what we're going to do. It's a very merry Cthulhu Christmas. So, hey,
How about the corpse? That's good.
I can't
Oh,
time for all these.
sure. Yeah, I forgot about the corpse. Right. All right. Next time. All right, everybody. So we're going to get started. So I don't know. Hope you got your cocoa ready because it's going to get chilly.
Okay, here we go.
All right. So we'll just dive in, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hellboy Krampusnacht by Mike Mignola and Adam Hughes. We see a snow-covered cemetery.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay.
More of the snowy cemetery is shown, which includes a church.
Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day.
Hellboy walks amid a snow-covered forest in the cemetery, church along a nearby village in the background.
To save us from all Satan's power.
Hellboy hears something that catches his attention during this trek.
When we are gone astray, please.
Well-dressed female spirit that almost blends in with her snow-laden environment stands and speaks to Hellboy. A small box dates this story as Austria, 1975.
Save my boy.
The spirit turns to disappear in the woods, her dress billowing behind her as Hellboy tries to address her.
Lady.
Hellboy runs after her, brushing against snowy branches and trees.
Hey, wait.
Hellboy looks outward. His face is a mix of confusion and bewilderment. Hellboy sees nothing but untouched snow, save for one item left there deliberately.
Please.
The item is an old toy that appears to be an elephant on wheels that one would pull on a string. Hellboy looks to the empty, snowy forest, but now sees an impressively sized house with lights on in the distance.
Tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and Hellboy.
The door to the house opens to what appears to be an older man who carries a cane and calls out to welcome him.
Hellboy, hello. Come in, come in.
Hellboy continues to walk forward towards the open door, looking grouchy, likely cold.
Mr. Schultz, Wilhelm Schultz.
Mr. Schultz acknowledges that it is he, and he beckons to welcome Hellboy into his home.
Ah, yes. Come in, please.
Hellboy is inside where he sees a well-lit fireplace and a dining room table full of food with nicely decorated yet slightly empty dining room.
You'll stay for supper?
You were expecting me.
Of course.
Mr. Schultz and Hellboy continue to talk while we see a close-up of the set table and all the prepared food.
But please, sit. Help yourself.
No thanks.
This will be about that business at the church the other day.
That's right.
It's a flashback. Mr. Schultz stands looking sheepishly while the furnishings of an entire church, candles, pews, books, flowers, chairs, etc., are all levitating in the air before a shocked priest.
Good Lord!
No, sir. Hardly that.
Hellboy speaks, his background illuminated by the fire.
You scared the crap out of a lot of people.
Mr. Schultz talks, his beard and wrinkled face illuminated also by the fire.
And made a rather expensive mess, I imagine. I'm sorry about that, but I heard you were in the neighborhood and thought it might be the sort of thing to get your attention.
Hellboy stands overlooking the meal as it was prepared specifically for him.
So I'd come to dinner.
Mr. Schultz pours wine into 2 glasses as Hellboy stands silently.
Yeah, you'll have a drink at least.
Mr. Schultz and Hellboy's right hand clink their glasses together and cheers.
Cheers.
Hellboy and Mr. Schultz both down their drinks together in the silhouetted living room. Hellboy reaches into his chest pocket of his signature trench coat.
Thanks. Now, apparently, you told Father Mueller that you weren't really human.
Hellboy holds his left hand in his left hand an old-fashioned, nay, ancient drawing of a creature.
That, in fact, you claim to be this guy.
Mr. Schultz holds a depiction of Krampus. Mr. Schultz looks at the drawing.
It's not a very good likeness.
The old man hands him back the drawing and almost looks cheerful in spite of what he says.
There should be a lot more blood.
Hellboy tucks the drawing back into his jacket chest pocket while Mr. Schultz puts his glasses back on the table.
Okay, you're gonna have to bear with me. Over there, we've got Santa Claus and the elves with the toys. Over here,
Hellboy continues to talk while Mr. Schultz's focus is occupied elsewhere.
you've got St. Nicholas and his monster sidekick, the Krampus. While Nick's handing out toys, Krampus, that's you, hits the bad kids with sticks and rides them around in a basket. I guess so they'll be good next year.
Next year? No, once I've had my hands on them, they never see another year.
Hellboy isn't thrilled where this is going.
Yeah.
Mr. Schultz is staring at his reflection, contemplating what to do next.
You don't believe me? You need convincing?
Hellboy's eye focuses. Mr. Schultz breaks the mirror with his hand. Mr. Schultz tosses something shocking towards Hellboy to catch.
Have a look at this little fellow.
Whoa! What the?
Hellboy holds a small child's skull in his hands with glowing green eyes.
Little Gottfried Huber, Salzburg, 1832.
Hellboy's eyes glaze over at the same color of glowing green.
See how he ended his days?
Little boy plays in his room, illuminated by a single candle, alone. The little blonde child plays with the toy, the same toy that we saw earlier in the snow. Little Gottfried looks to the left.
Mama?
Gottfried cries out as a clawed hand reaches out towards him. His elephant toy flies in the air among the blood-red black background. Hellboy snaps out of the trance, releasing his grip with both hands of the skull.
Son of a!
The skull falls to the ground with a clunk. Hellboy is shocked by what we can see in the room. which is now illuminated by a different light, casting a shadow.
Now you know.
What the hell?
Exactly.
Mr. Schultz's real form as Krampus is revealed as he stands next to his cabinet, which is full of other skulls, presumably of his other victims.
Hellfire, smoke, and pandemonium. Do you remember the place? I don't, though. I know I was born there. So what crime did I commit to be sent here? This cold world, this prison. What could I have done to deserve this? And how long am I bound to stay? You have been here barely a minute, while I have endured hundreds and hundreds of years. Krampus, they named me Krampus. I have been.
We see Krampus's face with his tongue waving around.
Long enough. I am tired of it. Kill me and send me home.
Hellboy raises his gun and fires at the creature.
Okay.
Blam! Krampus yells out as the bullet hits home, a spatter of blood spewing forward.
No!
Krampus knocks Hellboy's gun out of his hand.
Not like that.
Krampus grabs Hellboy's leg and swings him around, hitting the fireplace hard enough to crack the stone.
That's a man's toy. I'm a prince of hell.
Gah!
Krampus throws Hellboy at the table, scattering all of the decorations and food everywhere with a big brack. Krampus strikes Hellboy across his face with his open claws.
Do it now.
Hellboy strikes Krampus with his right hand, the blow sending the creature backwards.
Oh yeah! Boom!
Krampus crashes into his cabinet with a big smash, scattering glass of his skull collection everywhere. Krampus springs forward, his rotting flesh having peeled away to reveal a demonic goat skull with glowing red eyes, with the glass, skulls, and chains from his handcuffs everywhere.
Yes, kill me.
Krampus hits Hellboy again, this time the blow driving him so hard into the floor it causes it to splinter.
Kill me.
Gah!
Krampus stands above Hellboy as he lies there on the floor, still reeling from the blow.
Kill me.
Jeez, I'm working on it.
Krampus grabs Hellboy by the shoulder, his claws digging deep into draw blood.
Give me
Krampus grabs Hellboy by the throat, his hands wrapped around Hellboy's neck as he is slammed into the wall with a BAM!
Kill me.
The skulls lay there on the ground with shards of glass and bone between them, almost as if they're watching the fight. Krampus's blood-red demonic eyes seem crazy with anger and frustration.
Kill me.
Hellboy is beginning to lose consciousness due to the lack of air. One eye open, at the other one it's closed.
working on it.
We see the elephant toy from before still laying in the snow. The elephant toy now is joined by an old-fashioned toy soldier and a ball, both protruding out from the snow as well. Hellboy is randomly back in the snowy forest, similar to the one before. He's confused by the sudden change of place and time. Hellboy's eyes as a voice calls out to him. Please. Corpses of the undead or decaying children appear among the barren tree trunks in the snowy forest, likely Krampus's victims.
I didn't do it.
It wasn't me.
I'm
sorry.
sorry. I'll be
Um,
good.
I promise.
Hellboy acknowledges the children who continue to appear, begging for his help.
I'm doing the best I can, you guys. Just help me.
Please.
Help me.
Help.
A small skeletal hand tugs at the corner of Hellboy's coat. Hellboy looks downward. The skeletal child looks up in bloody clothes, holding a butcher knife.
He's just so tired. Help him. Use this.
Krampus's red eyes pause as if he sees something big happened. Krampus and Hellboy have that moment of clarity.
Oh.
Yeah.
Krampus looks down to see the knife buried deep into his chest, Hellboy's hand hovering next to it, realizing it's been done.
How'd you get that?
It's a mystery, pal. Merry Christmas.
3 loud. Attract Hellboy's attention.
Now what?
Krampus is down on his knees, feeling that his death is finally imminent, surrounded by the skulls of his victims. Hellboy stands there, still trying to understand what's happening, as the ghost child from before appears before him.
Thank you, brother.
I don't think so. And what's that noise?
Bones.
A chest in a random part of the house opens to reveal a human skull.
This house is full of bones.
More skulls pull out of the cabinets and the drawers into the house, spilling into the floor. More and more pour out of the closets and off the shelves of this house of death and horror. Skulls on the floor begin to smolder and billow smoke. Krampus enjoys that his final wish has been granted.
Free at last,
Krampus's face realizes that something is not right.
Wait.
Krampus looks at Hellboy, who is simply standing there, watching all this transpire.
What's happening? Something's wrong.
Krampus falls on his back, writhing in pain.
Something.
Krampus' body transforms into the shape of that of a large ram or goat. Krampus' form shrinks a bit more before stopping permanently. White doves, likely the spirit of Krampus's victims, finally able to rest in peace, fly out of the windows and chimney of the house into the night sky. Hellboy braces himself against the wall, happy the ordeal is over. Krampus, animalish corpse, lays there, still with the knife embedded in his chest, as one of the skulls.
Well, that was something.
"72 hours later, we see a snowy building that is the BPRD headquarters in Fairfield, Connecticut on Christmas Day.
Well, I wonder what old Harry Middleton will make of this. I'll have to call him in the morning.
We see Hellboy talking with his mentor, the surrogate father, Professor Trevor Broom, one of the BPRD's festive living rooms, while the BPRD agent Liz Sherman sits near the fireplace.
For years, he's maintained that the Krampus was actually the demon goat of the witch's Sabbath done up in the fancy dress for the holidays, and I've argued that it was just a slightly nastier variation of the Scandinavian Yule goat.
Yule goat.
Yule goat, Jolopokuki, the pre-Christian goatman version of Father Christmas. But I don't think either Harry or I ever considered there might be an actual goat involved.
Hellboy continues to talk to Professor Broom while Liz Sherman plays with her pyrokinesis.
And not just a regular goat, but a magic talking goat who somewhere along the line forgot he was a goat. Started thinking he was a prince from hell. And when he got tired of doing terrible things to children, he wanted to go back to hell. Except he was just a goat.
Who can say, my boy? Who can say?
That's a pretty weird story for Christmas.
Professor Broom encourages Hellboy with a pat on the shoulder while talking to Liz as well.
There must always be ghost stories at Christmas, Elizabeth. And you, thanks to you, those poor children will finally receive a proper burial and rest in peace.
We see the tops of the snow-covered graves, possibly from a cemetery at the beginning of the story. Hellboy adds his last thought before sipping his drink.
And that thing, too. Whatever it was.
We see an old-fashioned makeshift cross with the Krampus drawing from before nailed to it. We see the grave in the same forest of that creature previously called its home, the burial marked by the pile of toys from its now rest victims. The
end.
Bravo!
Nice. Oh, man.
Had
And yet again,
our 2-minute break, we would have made it.
Yeah.
Leo, yet again, you creep the shit out of me.
A round of applause also for Justin with the biggest part ever, having to
Y'all did
read and read and
You
read
did a
and
good
read.
job.
I appreciate it. Thanks for the juicy part.
Absolutely, buddy. You're always welcome. But what did you guys think?
This is Buddy.
This
Oh,
was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was good. Definitely good time.
Poor
George,
cat.
Stop reaching. Can't
But-
reach.
I'm sorry. I do need to say, Carrie, your singing the lyrics, that was such a good idea. That was beautiful. That was a nice touch to the beginning.
Great job.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
was worried we were going to do it in Austrian. I'm like, there's no way. Go to the street, gentlemen. Because I don't know how to do an Austrian accent. It would
It
just
would be
been
so
weird.
very nice.
And then Leo, holy fucking shit. The second you started talking, I was like, oh, I'm creeped out.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, oh God. And yeah. And then Carrie, you did good. And Jeremy, you
I was
I don't know how
on
to say
mute.
this. You did Ghost Children well.
Professor was awesome.
It's like, son of a bitch.
Yeah. I think I eventually found my Hellboy voice. I think in the beginning I was kind of searching
Oh, I
for it.
think you did really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your
Sounds
help was
great.
great.
I still, I'm sorry, I'm the harsh critic. I still think Jeremy's was great. The tone and
I
everything.
appreciate it.
I like
Yeah.
them both. So, that's
Hey.
the thing. So,
There you go.
different
Listen,
eras.
listen. You know what? It's okay because we, it's the best part. We can have one Hellboy and two Hellboys.
Yes, we can.
You know.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, guys, I have to say this is a great way. This is just a boost to the holiday spirit. And
Oh,
honestly,
next week up, huh?
indeed, we're gonna. So everybody, this is officially the last show of Splash Pages for 2023. Because the holidays are gonna wreck us worse than Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball ever did. We are gonna take some time to be with friends and family, recover. Not really think about what our bank account looks like, Justin. But honestly, and I'm not going to speak for everybody here, but I do want to say thank you so much for everybody. It's been a great year, and we've only watched this show grow, and we have some wonderful plans for next year. So if you're thinking bigger, better deal, you'd probably be half right. But thank you so much for taking the time to be with us. We really appreciate everyone who comments, subscribes, talks about the show. We wouldn't be where we are without your support, and we thoroughly appreciate it.
We're at the 300.
301. We broke over
Oh,
300. Thank
oh,
you guys
oh,
so
oh,
much
oh.
for our Christmas
Tre
present.
o uno.
I'm sorry, you said 300, and I was like, no, I'm not taking this shirt off.
Well, I tell you what, you guys should do at your next milestone is you should have the loyal audience choose what the next read is going to be.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, get us to three. What do you think? 350, 375?
Oh, that's. I mean, I was thinking 500, but still.
Yeah. Let's do 500. It'll be a big push to 500. And,
Okay.
Let's set a goal. Do we want to hit 500 by February 1st?
I mean, sorry. I'm sorry. That was out loud.
That's a steep
March
goal.
March 1st. We'll do March 1st.
No, Leo. Let's be reasonable here. Let's aim for the end of the year. We're at 500, and if we get there sooner, then
we'll make a bigger goal.
We'll make a bigger goal. We'll do the stretch goals.
Okay.
Yeah, but
it's like our Kickstarter.
Yeah. So, all right. So, Leo, you know what? Do you want to just sign us off for the last time of 2023?
Yeah, we'll wrap things up. I want to thank everybody for watching this fine evening. You know me, you know how to find me. There's a bunch of stuff in the show notes up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. And I run the Dorkening Podcast Network. There's a lot of awesome shows doing a lot of awesome stuff. Head on over to thedorkening.com and you can find some awesome shows. I'm sure Justin will tell you a couple of his as well. And it's been fun this year, and I enjoyed hanging with all of you, and we will kick it off to Jar Jar.
Should old acquaintance be forgot? No. All right. Well, happy New Year to everybody, since we're not going to see each other for that. And check out the new episodes of The Re-Education of Nancy Ann Ritter, which I'm shocked people are actually watching. So you'll have friends to watch with. And just keep coming back to Splash Pages every Tuesday night, because we've got a lot coming up in the next year that's pretty big, and it's going to be a good year to watch. Every year is a good year to watch. Yeah.
Totally agree. Mr. Justin Cooper.
Hey guys, congrats on the year. Splash Pages, great show. You know, when I'm not on, I'm watching. So so is my family. Congrats! Thanks for having me on this. If you like
Absolutely.
this sort of thing, you can check out my show, Epic Tales from the Sewers, where we go through the Ninja Turtles comics in a very similar fashion, just without creepy Leo reading and without the melodious sounds of these folks.
Leo
But yeah,
would
you
be
can
a
check out.
great Splinter.
He might be a good Splinter, right?
He totally would be.
But our other show on the Dorkening is The Dork Knight. It is a Batman-centric podcast, and Comics Paradox, which is all about the multiverse, Elseworlds, and what ifs.
Yeah, definitely going to be big this year with DC doing more Elseworlds.
That's right.
Awesome stuff. Miss Carrie Sanders.
Hey, everybody. You catch me here on the Dorkening. You can catch me on the Owleye Network, which is now with the Dorkening. And we are taking breaks. I just was waving at you with my puppet on backwards. Ratatosker says hi. We're taking breaks on pretty much every show I'm on. Yeah. Hi. How you doing? For the holidays, but that gives me plenty of time to write up some stuff. Hello to everybody over that has been watching us off of the Hellfire Entertainment Media group Facebook page, because you guys have been making a big difference, and we've been getting a lot more viewers on all of the shows that we've been sending there. So thank you guys, and have a happy new year, and merry whatever you celebrate, or if you don't, just have a good time.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Mr. Drew.
Hey, everybody. I'm Drew Malo, and right below me is my Instagram, because I'm tired of saying it, because these schmucks will always put it out. So if you want to get in touch with me, I'm on Facebook. I don't do a Twitter. I'm on Instagram, and we've got so many great things in the works for next year. A lot of stuff that's you're going to have to stick around to see what we have up our sleeve. But thank you so much. Seriously, it's been a great year, and we really honestly hope that if you like what you're seeing here, be your own hero. Start your own show. Like there's no limit. I mean, heck, Carrie started off as a fan, and now she's a part of the show. So anything is possible if you want hard enough. And honestly, if you do, we would love to welcome you into this weird, wonderful world of podcasting and being a fucking nerd. So I enjoy it, even though these people drive me crazy every Tuesday. And thank you again for staying with us. The best and most happy holidays to all of you. Whatever you celebrate, whether if you're a Santa, whether if it's celebrating Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Yule, whether if you're an atheist, whether you're a Scrooge or Grinch, okay? You do you. And have a great holiday season. And as always, Merry Christmas, you filthy animal, and a Happy New Year, too.
If you're a serial killer, take the time off.
Drew, you left out Satanists. Are you going to discriminate?
Nope. Nope. We did a Krampus story. We talked about hell. We're good enough. We covered bases. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We were so close. We were almost at an hour and a half. All right. Next time. Maybe next year. But thank you, everybody. Be well. Happy holidays. And read more Hellboy.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.